This is the third video of the series, and I'm doing an example problem here on how to solve a system of linear equation using Gaussian elimination and augmented matrix. So the first thing I talked about in the last video was to, before you start, look at the top left, the first entry. That's your first pivot point. So your first pivot point is a 1. That's already good. So after you see the first pivot point, everything below 1 should be the 0. That's your second step. So let's try and make 2 a 0. How can you do it? You can do it by the method of row substitution. No, not row substitution, but like row operations. So what you can do here is you can do row 2 minus 2 times row 1. So this is going to be the row operation we're going to follow. That's going to make this point a 0. So let's keep going. So 1, this is going to be the same. It's going to be the exact same. So here, what do we do? So row 2 entry, so the row 2 entry is already 2. Minus 2 times, what's the entry here? 1. That'll give us 0. So we have 0 here. So again, we do it for each term on the second row. You do the same operation over and over again until you reach here. Right. So once we keep doing that, we're gonna get -7 here, -4 here, and 2 here. So we have 0 below 1, but we have yet to have a 0 down here. So we gotta do row operations again. So what can we do to make this point a 0? It's pretty similar to the thing we did before. So row 3 should be row 3 minus 3 times row 1. Do the same operation to for each term. So you'll have this. Zero, 5, -10, -20. So we have achieved our first goal of getting everything below the pivot point to be a 0. The second step is to make the staircase go here and here. So this is going to be your second pivot point. So it's a -7. The second pivot point, all the pivot point has to be 1. So what can you do to -7 to make it a 1? You can divide all of row 2 by -7. So let's do that. Row 2 divided by -7, which is going to give us 1, 0, 0, 2, 1. 4, 7, 2 by 7. The last row is going to be the same. So this is what we have again. First pivot point down here, we have a 1 again. So everything below 1 has to be a 0. So what can we do to this matrix? What can we do in the matrix to get this point to be a 0? Okay, so what we can do is row 3. So this is row 3, negative row 3. We can do row 3 plus 5 times row 2. So when we're doing this, we have to get everything below 1 to be a 0. We do not consider this thing. So this is our matrix operation. So only you use this to make this 0. Do not use row 1. So what we can do here is row 3 is -5 plus 5. It'll give us 0. So this is good. When we do that, we're gonna get when we do that, we will be getting, give me 1 second, 1, 0. What do we have here? No, my bad. 1 0 1 0 0 2 1 0 3 4 divided by 7 6 negative.
Or you don't have to, or is it for something like Bio or MCDP and EP, you have to take those classes?
0, and we have the other values, so we will be getting negative 50 over 7 and negative 150 over 7. So we get to this point, right? So when we're here, you see everything below 1 is a 0. Use the staircase again. This is going to be your next point. You got to make this point a 1. How can you make it a 1? You divide the whole row. Divide the whole row by negative 50 over 7. You divide the whole row. No. You multiply the whole row by 7 times row divided by 50. So this will give us 1, 2, 3, 6. This will give us 1 and negative 2 sevenths, negative 150 times 7, negative 7. This will cancel out. 50. 7 will cancel out, so 50. This will give you that's 3. Yep. So this is how you solve a matrix using the Gaussian method. I tried my best to explain, but the main point is get the pivot points to be 1 and everything 1 to be 0, and be careful about the matrix operations.